Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Mary, and welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here. Today, hi, Jackie. So, today I want to take a look at that speech, that coded speech, the ramblings of Orange Peel. Anyway, I don't know what this whole thing was about because, and I'm going to ask the cards that because first of all, Hegseth made all of these, got up and made a speech that was just ridiculous in its own way. He said that, see if I can just summarize a little bit. Hegseth said, you got to cut your hair, can't have a beard, you got to get thin, all of these crazy things. And then I heard that Trump said that if he didn't like whoever he didn't like, he was going to fire him. I don't know what's going on, guys, but this is really, really crazy. You're going to fire somebody just because you don't like them? And, everyone says that it was unusual that they were sitting there. Nobody said anything. Now, I thought it was unusual that they didn't applaud him when he came in the room. But from what I understand, military is not supposed to be political, pick sides and that kind of thing. So therefore, they're really normally quiet anyway. They shouldn't be cheering. They shouldn't be, booing or anything like that. So I guess that wasn't unusual, but I guess most people thought that they were being so still that it was unusual. So I don't know what to think about that, but I wanted to look at, I have my notes here. What was the true meaning behind his speech today? What was he trying to tell us? I think we kind of know, that he wants to be the dictator. And it seems like, guys, I shouldn't say that, but let's hope, let's pray that it's not going that way. I mean, I think we still have a little ways to go. We still do have some of the courts that are making the right rulings and that kind of thing, but still he's getting his way in a sense also. So I'm going to start with the Lenormand. And it's a little different. This is more of a fortune telling kind of thing. And then I'm going to clarify with some tarot cards. I'm just going to do a 9-card spread with the Lenormand. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys for being here. All right. First question. Spirit. What is the true meaning behind Trump's speech today? And what comes to mind as I'm shuffling here, guys, is just scare tactics. We all know the coding that he used about the urban cities, what he said about the neighborhoods, and that kind of thing. Scare tactics. But let's see what else we can get out of it. Hi, Lady G. Thank you for being here. Tink, how are you? Thank you guys for checking in. All right. Let's see. All right, Spirit. What's the true meaning behind Trump's speech today. I'm not going to lie, when I heard some of the things he said, I mean, it really just kind of triggered me. And then I was like, okay. But that's just fear mongering. I don't think he really wants to, well, he wants to go there, but I don't think he really believes that he can. Maybe he's just testing the waters. See how much he can get away with, like he always does. Hi, Apple. Yeah, Jackie. I believe that. I hope that's true anyway. But he has so much on people. I'm going to put these back in, and they fell out, but I'm going to put those back in and continue. They all have something on each other, which is a problem. Of course, we know that. Quiet Breezy. Is Quiet Breezy in the room? If you are, hello, I see your name. Someone's calling Quiet Breezy. Okay. All right. It's a true meaning spirit. What is the true meaning behind the speech? Mm-hmm. Kind of what I thought. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're at a crossroads. He's at a crossroads. He doesn't know. He is trying to figure things out. This is why he called the meeting. This is why he called the gathering. It was like, all of you get your butts here, because I want to see pretty much if you're going to follow my rules, if you're going to do what I say. He's getting the military set up to do his bidding. He wants to see how far he can get with that. So that's part of it. That's the major part of it, basically. He wanted to scare not only us, but the military. He wanted to let them know this is the crossroads here, and it's in the house of garden, which is gathering. So he gathered them all up together, and he's giving them a choice. And he wants them to follow this certain way of doing things. In other words, do what I say or else. He wanted to, with the ship being here, he wanted to make sure that they understood that he was gonna when he said that if he didn't like them, he was gonna fire them. I don't know if he was speaking directly to them or to a reporter or something, but I did see that they reported that tonight in one of the newspapers. Okay. But he wanted to let them know There's no argument here. You're going to have to do as I say, or you're going to have to leave, retire, quit, all that kind of stuff. That's what he wanted. He wants to see changes. And what he wanted to do was make sure that he communicated that there was going to be a lot of changes. Things are not going to be the way that they used to be. I know you guys are not used to the Lenormand, but some of you are. But this is a stork. It's all about changes. And this whole thing is to communicate that there's going to be a lot of changes. He wants to get people talking about it. Again, like I intuited before I pulled the cards, I feel like he wants to get the gossip going to see how far he can get away with things. And then there is a lot. Okay, it's in here. The fact that, see, we're talking about two things here, guys. And I didn't think it would show up here. But we're talking about the kids also. We're talking about the innocent kids, all of the innocent kids. And there's a lot of them that he's trying to keep the files, the epi-files. He's trying to keep those at bay also. So this is kind of a layered reading here. So there's more than one reason for this. But he had them do all that traveling because he's getting ready, in the background, he's getting ready to do something. And he wants to make sure that he has them on the right page when it happens. He has to do something because pretty soon they're going to have all the signatures that they need. Now, I'm not saying that this is just all about the epi-files, because he does definitely want to be a dictator. And in order to be that, he has to get the army under his control also. So we got two parts going on here. And then we have the heart. And this is about him really feeling emotional about what's coming up. He's feeling isolated. He needs some security because the past is coming up. The past is coming to bite him in the butt, and he knows it. And so this is the card that I just talked to you guys about. He's at a crossroads. He's got to figure something out. But see, we don't know who all is in those with him are willing to do his bidding. Now, he wanted to, we know that he always wanted to be a dictator, but if he can make this happen, he doesn't have to worry about the files. You know what I'm saying? If he can get the military on his side and get things going, he doesn't even have to worry about the files no more. It's just like he didn't have to worry about the court, all of his felonies and things anymore, because as soon as he got elected, there's nothing anybody could do about it. So he's doing the same thing here. Okay. But he's talking about cutting away. This is a scythe. He's talking about cutting away the military. Some, I don't like them. I'm just going to fire them. Okay. But that's going to be an obstacle. The military doesn't like, they did not like hearing that. That's really going to be a battle for them. It's not going to be as easy as he thinks. And then we have the lady here. There's a lady. Oh, a lady that has information. A lady. Okay, guys, here we go. Again, we're talking about signing that document. So we got a layer of, like I said, epi. This is the lady that they're waiting on to sign that document. Okay. He's trying to keep that from happening also. But here we have the casket here. Is this him? There's some kind of misfortune that's going to happen. I am not sure. I'm gonna clarify it. somebody's partner may end up here. But then right next to that is, wow, again, this cross here, which is a burden. So we got the casket and we got the cross. Both of them is in the house of the man or the woman. Seems like to me, guys, somebody it's gonna be either a man or a woman. And the reason I say this is because the casket is in the house of the man and the cross is in the house of the woman. So there's going to be some kind of burden that something is going to happen to someone probably soon, but I'm going to clarify that. I really want to clarify our spirit, but that woman is there, but she also represents the epiphiles. Okay, so what we got is he made them come here, the generals and everybody come here, because he's very emotional about what's going on with the epiphiles. Then he wants to bring about change because he's at a crossroads and there's some kind of misfortune. I have a feeling that they're not going to be able to stop her from signing it. You know, that's what they want to do. And then again, we have the innocent children here. Lots of them. Lots stars, lots of innocent children. Reading it this way, it's about the X crimes. You guys know what I'm talking about, the traffic, that kind of thing. Doesn't want that to come out. And then we have the crossroads. See, when you're reading Lenormand is a whole lot different from tarot. They have a lot of deep meaning in them that you would not normally pick up with a tarot. Now, this crossroads is telling me that there's going to be a lot of trouble, a lot of burden for him. So basically, guys, that's what he was. That's the deeper meaning behind this speech. Okay. Movement of lots of children. And then we have the burden that is causing. And we have the lady that's going to sign the document. I don't think he's going to be able to stop that either. But we know that once she signed it, that just gives them the right to have a vote. That doesn't mean that they're going to show the documents right away. That says that they have the right to vote on whether or not they're going to show the documents, which is a totally whole different thing. So we still have to get past that. This is, you know, I see both in here. He wanted to throw his weight around, but let's do some more. Let's do some more clarifying. See, he needs the military on his side, guys, because whenever the truth comes out about the epiphiles and how deep he is in there, he wants to deploy the military because he knows that there's going to be a lot of turmoil when people really find out what's happened. Okay, Spirit, I need you to clarify the first row. Okay. They were brought here. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords. And he thinks that he's going to get some kind of resolution, but that's not going to happen because there's some woman. Okay, this woman, here she is, clarifying that first row, guys. she's showing up to help clarify things. Now for the second row, in which he's emotional about everything that the crossroads that he's at. And so he wants to get rid of some of the people if they don't do exactly as he says, the military. And also, this is also talking about the traffic acts, children. Okay, Spirit, clarify for me that second row. Second row, Spirit. 8 of Cups. Well, we know that, here's the 8 of Cups, guys. We know that he's got he wants to make that go away. Could he walk away? Could he leave the situation? I need some more clarity on that, Spirit. 5 of Swords. Yeah. All the things that he's doing, they're going to backfire on him. They're going to backfire on him. It's not going to make the things go away that he wants to go away. And then we have the Hierophant, which is another 5. See, all these are about change. These 2 5s here are about change. And there's going to be, well, what he wants to do is change the institutions, change the way things are now, and make them the way that he wants them to be. Seven of Swords. Yeah, trying to get away with something. Of course, we know that. Stealing, he wants to steal another election. We all know that. He wants to steal from the people as far as making the army do what he says. So therefore, the people are going to be lacking and that kind of thing. So let's see the third row. We're talking about the woman. With the document, we could also be talking about the death of a woman or a man. So, bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Swords. I'm sorry, the 6. The Lovers. So 6 card. So there's a partnership that's going to be severed. Oh, exposure, the sun, guys. So see, all of that he's done is going to backfire on him, because we're going to get a lot of exposure from this. People are not going to fall for this. The military is not going to fall for it. He has just done himself. He's just shot himself in the foot. Okay? It's not going to go like he thinks it's going to go. So that's a good thing. But the bottom point is, this was all about him making sure he could get the military on his side, because not only does he want to be a dictator, but then he knows in order to get there, he can't let those Epps files come out. He knows that. So that's why it was such an emergency to get them all here right away, because, if you don't want to do what I say, then you're just going to lose everything, all the years that you had in the military and blah, blah, blah. So he's trying to scare them. He is definitely at a crossroads. But like I said, somebody is leaving here also. It's going to be a man or a woman. I don't know. I got a feeling it's a man. I think that woman is all about making sure that that document gets signed. That's what I think. It's funny how they came up right next to each other. Okay. So the next question I have, and I'm going to use the Lenormand again and clarify. What kind of reaction was he trying to stir out of us? Because remember, guys, there was a lot of coding in what he said, and a lot of things that he said pointed to pretty much Black people, the urban neighborhoods, and I don't want to go into all of it because I don't want to have to say the word WAR. But we know that there's coding in that, and there's always been that kind of coding going on in history for a long time, without saying a certain particular group. Now, I see it like this, guys. I think I'm right. There's a train, but this is just my opinion. He has tried everything that he could think of, or his people, or whatever, to get us out on the streets and fighting. I'm talking about Black people now, guys. I'm not trying to offend anybody or anything that's in here, but I think that has been his goal in the first place, and it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. So now he wants to scare everybody. He wants us to get in an uproar. He wants us to get in an uproar because we know what those codes mean. We're not crazy. We've been hearing them forever. It was targeted to Black folks, period. I'm not even going to say people of color. I'm going to say Black folks. Okay? He targeted us. So, what kind of reaction was he trying to get? And I don't think he's going to get what he wants. I don't think so. No, he won't. He won't get it. But let's just see. What's the energy or reaction he was trying to stir up within the collective? He's like, I'm going to get them out there one way or the other. And once that happens, he wants to cause a RACEWAR. That's what he wants to do. I guess I should put this here. Fell out and I just noticed it. Okay. It goes there. Kind of reaction, spirit. Trying to get out of the people. Yeah. Yeah, the sun at the bottom of the deck again. We're talking about exposure. Okay, so I think that, just like I said, he wants to get the collective out. He's sending all these troops and things to these different cities. But now he's talking specifically urban. But some light's going to be shined on that also. Okay, so we have the institution here. It's in the garden, house of the garden. I feel like I said, This is just for certain people, basically, in the collective. Um, he's trying to separate us or isolate us. That kind of thing is what he's doing right there. And we have the first card up is the birds, which is always talking, gossiping. This is about gossip, information going out, that kind of thing. And it's in the house of whip, which is about, this is his argument. His argument is he wants everybody talking about this, talking about how he's going to bring, WAR to, these cities. Excuse me, guys. These cities. He needs to bring troops into these cities. But and he wants everybody talking about it is to get the collective riled up. Excuse me. So he wants to get the collective riled up. Because it's kind of like a trap. This is a fox. It's kind of like a trap. So he's putting out all these falsehoods out here, and he wants people talking about it. He's trying to communicate this. I really just can't believe that he doesn't know that we know the code. He knows that we know the code. So he wants us talking about it. He wants to rile us up. He can't say this certain group of people. He can't say that. He's smart enough to know that. So he's using the coding falsely so that he can get people riled up. Because this is just it's like a trap. He's trying to trap people now. Everything else hasn't worked. So now he's trying to trap people. And so again, this card, okay, this card is the SX card. It's in the house of the child. And this is about this happening over and over again. See, he can't get away from this. He cannot get away from this. It's in the house of the child, small child. Okay. Then we have, okay. Yeah. Okay. Now this card came up before, the cross, but now it's in the place of isolation. So this burden is on him. I have a feeling, well, we know the burden is on him. That's the whole thing. I don't know why I said that. But the problem is coming for the White House. Okay? It's coming for the White House. It's going to cause a lot of confusion. It's going to cause a lot of confusion when this all comes out. And they're not going to be able to dodge it this time, guys. I think we're getting close. We're getting close to the end. This is the feeling that I'm getting. There is enough people. There are a lot of people that's going to sign this document. Fish means abundance, a lot. And then we have the lock here. Now, this lock is about being successful. There's going to be, okay, this could also be money. Okay, but this is in the house of the man. Success. A solution. A lot of solutions. And then we have, it could be success, or it could be a solution. It's in the house of the man. And then we have the dog, which is a friend of the woman. A friend of the woman. I don't know. Marjorie Taylor Greene just came to mind. I don't know why. Uh, I don't guess that. Oh, so a business transaction that brings a solution for the woman. Oh, a business transaction that brings a solution for the woman. Um, so many things are coming up in my head, in my mind right now, because okay, I don't think he's going to be able to block her, the woman that won the seat. I don't think he's going to be able to block her, um, because somebody's already blackmailing him. We already know that, right? Um, Johnson, Johnson, who says he's not going to swear her in. So there is enough people for the document. There's going to be some kind of solution. Um, to the man trying to stop her because of the friend for the woman. The friend for the woman. Why did Marjorie Taylor Greene pop up in my mind, spirit? But anyway, overall, I think this is telling us that there's going to be enough signatures to get where they need to go. And I said that in the last reading. So we're still talking about those two things, guys. This is what the whole thing is about. Epstein and Epstein, basically, but getting enough people on his side. So we're going to clarify. Let's clarify. It's about, it's 4 cups. 4 cups. He's disappointed at the way things are going when it comes to, I don't think he's satisfied with the way that the speech went. And he knows that Johnson is going to have her sign those documents. Okay, next roll, spirit, clarify. It's about what happened in the past. He's disappointed because he's not going to be able to stop what's happened in the past. And now, spirit, let's clarify the last row. He's disappointed. He's disappointed that what he's worked at so hard is not coming to fruition for him. We have the 7 of Pentacles here. I want to clarify, though. Spirit, clarify for me the Tower. The Tower in this case doesn't mean the same thing as the Tower in regular tarot. So we have the Empress. Okay, I'm just looking at these two. The Tower and the Empress. The Tower is talking about institutions. I think this is bringing in we all know that he is Pootie's asset to Pootie. And the Tower is about the institution. And I think he's disappointed because Pootie is not getting what he wants, guys. Him and Pootie are still friends, whatever that person is that's in office, whoever he is. And then, guys, hit the like button for me, please. See if we can get some more people in here. I'm going to clarify this key here, which is about solutions or success. Juggling. Two of Pentacles. Choices. Planning. What else? The Wheel of Fortune. Something, the wheel is turning, something's going to change. And I want to clarify one more card, which is the Friend card here. So the solution isn't going to be what he thinks the solution is going to be, because they're still trying to figure out a way to keep her from signing those. And here it is, trying to get away with something. So the a friend of a woman is trying to get away with something. A friend of a woman is trying to get away with something. So they're not, well, we know that they're not done with this. He's still going to try to work his magic and get things turned around for him. But I believe that before it's all over with, those documents are going to be signed. They're going to have enough people. What else can you tell me about this, Spirit? Oh, the Tower. Yeah. This is a Tower. Okay. So whoever's trying to get away with something, the Tower is going to come down on them. And it looks like it's a woman that's trying to get away with something. But the Tower is going to fall on them. So as I read this, overall, I'm getting that he is very disappointed in the way things are going, because people keep saying they want to see the files. They want to see the files. Not even Charlie Kirk's situation didn't help. Still, people want to see the files. And this is all about showing people that the military, if he can get them to do what he says, because he's got to avert this. He's got to avert this thing that's coming. Okay, the next question. What I want to know, Spirit, is what people in the urban neighborhoods think about what's happening. Think about his speech, and I should ask just one question. Oh, I'll just ask that. What do people in the urban neighborhoods think about what he's been saying? What is their reaction? Spirit, I'll let you pick all the cards, including the center. What are they thinking about, Spirit? The urban neighborhoods, what are they thinking, Spirit? Hi, Linda. Glad to see you here. Okay. Tell me about the people in the urban neighborhoods. What are they feeling about this, Spirit? urban neighborhoods or the urban people. What are they thinking about this? Oops. I'm thinking about this. Oh, shoot. Cards are flying, so let's get started. Ooh. Wow. Wow. Yeah. For one thing, they're ready for the secrets to come out, but everybody is. We have here, though. I can look at these cards. I don't even have to read them. I can tell you exactly what they are thinking. It's so funny. The first three cards. Okay, the middle card is the health. So or the tree. So we're talking about growth. We're talking about health. This is the what the reading is about. Growth, health, things like a lot of movement, that kind of thing. First three cards. The mice, eating away with something. Something eating away, something taken away. The coffin, misfortune or death. The cross, a burden. So what do you think they think? How soon can it happen? It was so funny when I pulled those first three cards. I was like, oh yeah, that's what they're thinking. Okay, it's funny. When? How soon? It's, where are these mice that are going to eat away at it and everything, guys? So funny. Hi, Barbara. But anyway, yeah. Eating away. They're thinking over and over and over again. The vengeance. Thinking about all of that kind of stuff that's happening, like these mice eat away at things. Okay? Get rid of it. The coffin is misfortune or death. This is what they're all talking about. People in the urban neighborhoods. The misfortune or death. And we're talking about the burden, again, of the small child. But because of this burden, we're talking about people they know it's going to be a burden for their children also, if this doesn't happen. So we have the ship. This is about, they're ready for the person in the institution to get going, to move. They're always talking about some kind of health problem. There's going to be a health problem. That's all we hear. What is the health problem? That's the tree. Then they know that he's confused. It's a lot of confusion with these cloud cards here. And also, it's like the confusion is not going to go anywhere, because it's in the house of the mountain. Something is stopping it. They know that something is stopping the ship from moving on. And that's the first thing comes to my mind is the fact that he has really good doctors watching out for him because he's the president. They're going to do whatever they can to keep him propped up. Okay. So it's not like somebody else who mentally can't think or whatever, they're going to make sure that he's okay. So there is an obstacle to all this confusion. But there's good news. There's good news in those documents. Good news coming in those documents. This is the commitment. They're committed to this thought. They're committed to this thought about this person. And there's especially women, lots of women are upset about this and really thinking about what's happening here with this. Okay, with that's where that's what they're thinking about. People in the urban neighborhoods. Okay. I'm going to clarify that first row, especially. I need to clarify that. That is just doom, doom, doom. Okay. So let's see. Clarify the first row for me, Spirit, please. Page of Swords. Yeah, lots of new information coming out. Light's going to be shown on some new information is going to come out about this destructive first row here. So we may begin some information about that. Then I want to take a look at the last row, because that's about good information coming out about the documents, and people are committed to, well, men especially, they're committed to, men are committed to undoing this. And then a lot of women are also behind it. So let's see, what else can you tell us concerning that, Spirit? Concerning that information about the document. Hierophant again. Seems like the same cards keep showing up, guys. Again, this is about the institution. So they're thinking they're ready for this to be over. Let's get these documents out here. Let's get this over with, that kind of thing. Okay. Hi, Christine. Hi, Steph. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to do this last question, guys, and then I'll take your questions. Okay, this is what is Spirit's higher warning or guidance for us through this event? See what Spirit wants us to know. The higher warning or event for us, Spirit. Or warning about the event or guidance that you can give us, Spirit, concerning this event. Yeah, this is all going to backfire on him. It's not going to be like he thinks it is. Okay, Spirit, what is it you want us to know concerning this speech? Ooh, that's a good card to jump out. The Sun, exposure. It's going to be exposed, guys. What else, Spirit? Okay. What do you want us to know, Spirit, concerning this event? Hmm. Um, there's going to be lots of arguments going on about what he said. People are really going to be talking about it, a lot about it. And I even got the birds here again. A lot of gossip, a lot of conspiracy theories, communication. People, you know what? Are people talking about this behind closed doors? So I gotta, you know, like, mm, okay, I'm going to retract from that. I think with this scythe here, I think he wants us to cut out the arguments about it. It's going to be a lot of arguments going back and forth, but Spirit is saying, leave it alone. Then we have the birds again. There's going to be, he wants to know us to know there's going to be a lot of communication going on about it. I think that in what we've been doing is fine. Just stay out of it. Stay out of it. And then we have the traffic of the small child. The chip is in the small child because that's what's going to be exposed. Spirit wants us to know that's what's going to be exposed, and that's what's he's trying to keep so contained. There is going to be a problem within the White House. We already know we got a problem, but this is deeper. This is a really big burden upon the White House. And with him being the so-called leader, the burden, of course, is on him. And you think he's isolated now? Just wait till this all comes out because the sun is right next to it. And this is what Spirit is telling us, that everything's going to come out. It's going to be exposed. And then we have the garden, which is people getting together or a group of people talking, that kind of thing. But I think that what Spirit is saying is, because it's in the house of the mountain, which is going to be an obstacle for the people, I think people are going to move away from him, which he's trying to bring the people together to get them to do what he wants to do. Spirit is saying, no, it's not going to be that way. Then we have, it's going to be that document that they want signed is going to be successful. Okay. We've been getting that just about all night though. And then the man, I'm going to send the house of the man, so it can't mean anything else. Successful document, about the man in the institution. Okay, so it's coming out. The tower in Lenormand is about the institutions, okay? I want to clarify that last row. The other ones were pretty clear. Spirit. Just clarify that last row. Yep, some action is going to be taken. Um, when this happened, the King of Wands is showing up here, which is telling me that people are talking about it and people are looking at it creatively. What can they do about it when this happens, when the paperwork is all signed and everything? They're going to take some kind of action to do something about it. Because remember, once that last lady puts her signature on that, they still have to vote on it. So it's the vote to take the vote. So some things are going to happen with this King of Wands. They're going to move forward with other things, whatever comes next. I think things are looking good. I think we're getting to the end of this mess. Should we keep our eyes on Leon? Don't let that happen, Christine. You know you have to be, Spirit is telling you, don't get in it. That's what he wants. Okay. Well, let's look at Leon. Then I'll go back up. Because he's in those documents too. Tell us what's going on with Elon, Spirit. He's in the files also. What I want to know is who's not in files. They've been letting too many things go to keep this stuff secret. So tell us what's going on with Elon, Spirit. What is going on with Elon right now? What's happening with Elon? I think I'll put him in the middle since we're talking about him. Let's find Elon. Change it up a little bit. Where are you, Elon? You're here. Okay. Okay, so of course, him and Elon, who are really their friends, they just pretend. I never trust them. There's certain ones in there, you know, they got all this money, everything. They work together. I mean, they get mad at each other, then they go back and they be friends. So, I mean, who else are they going to play with? You know, so they're going around in circles about this also because, see, you remember, guys, Leon told us that Orange Peel was in the files. Okay, why would he do that when he knows that he's in? Now, of course, we can't say just because somebody got on the plane or went there or whatever that they were doing something that they shouldn't, and maybe that's what Elon is, you know, banking on. That's nothing in there about him doing anything. So we have a friend here that's trying to stop finding out about the traffic now. We have the dog, which is a friend. The mountain, which is stop. You can't get over it. You can't get across it. You can't get through it. And at the ship, which is the traffic. It's in the house of the child. Okay. So yeah, at some point he's going to come up and he's going to say, or whatever he's going to do. He's going to do his part now to stop it because his name is in it. Maybe he didn't even think it was going to get this far, but I don't know. His father was crazy. Entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged. So we don't know what happened to Elon. We don't. And then we have the solution, or he's committed to he's committed to um, the success of the man. Now, see, she had a good question when she said, should you keep your eye on him? He's committed to the success of the man. Now, this could be his own success, or when we're talking about these files, which just keeps coming up, it could also be him, his success, or I have to clarify that, or his friend's success. Okay, then we have the documents at the White House. This anchor is about the security of the documents, or I got a feeling he wants to keep the documents down, to keep the documents out, of the people's hands. He's going to have a little luck with a woman. It's a little bit of luck with a woman. Okay, so there he's going to have the opportunity. He's going to try to do something to stop it from coming out, and it's probably paying somebody. He's going to try to get to the woman. He's going to try to get to her. He thinks he has an opportunity to get with her, maybe offer her some money or something. Of course, hopefully she's not going to take it. But let's see if that's what this is saying. All right, Spirit, show me yes. Thank you. Show me no. Thank you. My name is Mary. Okay, thank you. Is Elon still working with Orange Pill to help him? Yes, he is. Will he try to negotiate something with or pay the woman, the new person in the Congress? Will he attempt to pay her to not sign the documents? Is this what he wants to do? Yes. For entertainment purposes only. Is Elon's name in the files? Is his name in the files? Yes. Okay. Did he have anything to do with the little people that were on the island, the Epps Island? Did he have anything to do with them? Okay. Saying no. It's saying no. Yeah, but if we still have to keep our eyes on him, see, he was okay with letting us know that his Orange Peel's name was in the files only because he's not in there for doing anything that he shouldn't do. But they're still friends. So he's trying to block the fact this mountain here is all about, this is the friend trying to block the movement or the traffic. Okay? That ship is about the traffic. Yeah, so they're still working together. Yeah, you have to keep your eye on it. There was another question I saw. Oh, we want to know about the shutdown. Will the workers lose their jobs regarding the government shutdown? Okay, the government shutdown. I think that I will use the Tower for that. Will the workers lose their jobs regarding the government shutdown? The workers lose their jobs regarding the government shutdown. No, I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, I better. I need to find the Tower. I'm going to use that as the government shutdown. The Tower. That's about the institution. That's it right there. Oh, should it? Okay. Okay. Well, we know that we're at some kind of crossroads, but there is a possibility that some jobs are going to be lost because we have the snake here, and it's all about manipulation, which is what he wants to do. And there is a conspiracy to get rid of some jobs. It's going to be very emotional and something new for a lot of people. So the women at the institution and the older men. So it may affect more women. And then we have the child. I think it's a possibility, but I'm going to use my pendulum also to tell me. Spirit, will the workers lose their jobs because of the shutdown? Will workers lose their jobs because of the shutdown? Yeah. I'm getting a some will, guys. Yeah. Well, it's a shutdown for sure, guys. I'm not sure. I think does it start tonight at 12 or something if we're going to have one? Are they going to still negotiate, or do you guys know? Midnight if it happens. So they're still negotiating probably, I would think. All right, Spirit. Will the shutdown happen? Will the shutdown happen? Will the government shutdown happen? Can't get an answer. So maybe it's going round and round in a circle. It says the shutdown is 100%. So if the Republicans left, yeah. Well, that's his whole point, is to take things away from people. So when you lose your job, you lose a lot. So why am I getting a maybe? Will the government shutdown happen, Spirit? So now I'm getting yes, but okay. Let's see how long it's going to, maybe it won't last that long. Guys, don't quote me on the time because you know how that works with Spirit. Will the shutdown last for a week? No. Will it last for less than a week? Spirit, will it last for less than a week? Can I get maybe? Will it last for more than a week? Will the shutdown last for more than a week? I get no on that. I get no on that, guys, but I don't know. Well, he dismissed. I can't wait till the information comes out on him. And I'm sure you guys heard about that. That's sad. I was just reading Linda's no health care, no food stamps, no payments for military hospitals are closing everywhere, especially a nursing home. I hope, Steph, I hear you. And you said you don't know how one man can do all this mess. I'm hoping that enough of us are waking up to see what really is going on. No Kings on October 18th. There's going to be some violence probably at the No Kings. Okay. Spirits. Recognize the pendulum. Spirit, because of the shutdown, the government shutdown, will there be protest in the streets tomorrow? Yes. Yeah, that's true stuff. Yep. He's trying to get everybody all riled up so he can have his way. Mm-hmm. All in Project 2025, yes. So I wonder what happens um, um, when the information comes out about Mike Johnson. I mean, we know, and a lot of people know, but not everybody. But this person says that they have documentation, they can prove it. That is true. Okay. Spirit, will the number of homeless people increase by 2026? I'm getting yes. Well, people don't have jobs and stuff. I mean, that's possible. Will any of the generals resign after Petticoat? Okay. Spirit, will any of the generals resign after being called fat and disgusting? I'm getting yes. But that's what he wants, guys, and he can put who he wants in there. Yeah. I saw one of those videos that he did using AI, or somebody did it for him. I can't believe he's that smart. Somebody put that video up there about what's his name? Jeffrey and Schumer. Will Senate Republicans and Congress walk away once the EPS? Well, let's think about this, guys. Will they walk away? I kind of doubt it. Just because I believe that there's so many of them that are already in those files. Or there's something. Oh, really? Sorry to hear that, Carol. I'm glad you're back. You guys got to watch your subscriptions because, yeah, they'll do that. She says she was unsubscribed. Will the Senate and the Congress walk away, Spirit, when the Epps files come out? Will they walk away? No. They're in some of them are in it too. So there's a man who was on YouTube said that, yeah, Mike Johnson doesn't come clean. He will expose everything regarding Epps. He gave him until tomorrow. I thought he said Tuesday. Oh, did he say Wednesday? When he said Tuesday, I thought he said Tuesday. So I was thinking next Tuesday because when is the 7th? Let's see if I can get my calendar up here. Isn't the 7th when she should be sworn in? Oh, 7th. Okay, yeah. So it must be by the 7th that she has, because, wait a minute. Nope. The 7th is Tuesday. So she has to be sworn in by Tuesday. That's the normal rules. Let's see what Mike Johnson has going for himself. Um, oh, that's right, Marcia. Marcia's asking for prayers again since her husband got taken by ICE. I am having a hard time getting their visas. I want to leave before I get caught and my kids, oh my God, thrown into the system. Sending you lots of love and light. That's so sad, Marcia. Sorry about that. Mm-hmm. Good trouble, that's right. That's what he's exposing him for. I want to put 3 cards and see if the truth is going to come out about him in the near future. But if he can expose him and put documentation or something, he has, the profile, his profile. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's his profile. Guys, let's send Marcia lots of love and light. I hope everything goes well for you. So he's going to expose him for that, which is just going to be an embarrassment. But let's see if that's going to happen. From the way those cards were looking, though, that I pulled at first, he's going to have to pretty much let her in, which is going to piss Orange Peel off. But see, that's just the vote before the vote. So they could still throw something rich in there. Yeah, that's true, Linda. Okay, tell us about Johnson, Spirit. Will the information be put out about who he really is? Will the information be put about who Mike Johnson really is? Will he be exposed, Spirit? Will he be exposed? Mike Johnson be exposed. The Ace of Cups is a definite yes. Very emotional yes. Yeah, so it's going to be a burden. He's going to be exposed. And the Page of Cups. I think it's about young men. I mean, I'm not saying they're underage, but yeah. We have the Ace of Cups. It's going to come out. It's going to cause a big burden. And it's going to expose maybe some of the young men also. So it's going to come out. Now, maybe it might not come out because I got a feeling they're going to have to sign. But wait a minute. Is that going to hold up the signing, guys? If they're not there, it would. Try to stay well, guys, and try not to go too deep. Don't try to keep your light lit, your heart open. Don't go down that dark hole that he wants us to go down. Okay. I want to look at his health. I think I'll use a different deck for that. Because we did see that coffin in that one a couple times come up. Take a look at Trump's health spirit. What's going on with Trump's health spirit? Trump's health. Okay, jumping out. Two of Swords. Eight of Swords. The Moon. Judgment. And last card is Page of Pentacles. Okay, so we got the swords here. To me, that is talking about, when we talk about his health, we're talking about his mental health is a problem, especially with that Eight of Swords. And there could be some kind of surgery. There are some things that are happening that they're keeping away from us, keeping us out, keeping us in the dark about, with that Moon card showing up there. There's a lot of delusion. They're making us think that he's okay, but we can see that he's not. And then we have the Judgment card, the past. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. Pentacles always talks about, new, young people, information coming out about that. I think the focus is really on that, and maybe that's what's going to, that's what's causing the problems that he's having. So, we see him deteriorating in front of us, but I think it seems like from these cards, it's more mental than anything else. Like, I'm not getting a heart or anything like that. What's at the bottom? Pentacles are about health problems too. That could be just another a different problem that's come up. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles here. There's some disappointment around his health for him. Six of Pentacles, moving on. Six of Swords, moving on. And we may get some information pretty quick, guys. And here's the Tower. The thing about it is we don't know when or how or anything like that. Oh, you think he is, Linda? I just don't trust them, people. I don't know if he actually is. No, I don't think he's in a coma, Linda. I don't know if you saw my last reading that I talked about, because, so many of us were getting that he was no longer with us. And then when I talked to Spirit and I did the reading, it was more like a spiritual death. You want to go back and look at that reading? That'll kind of clear things up, because he looks like he's gone to us. I didn't notice that, Tink. Hi, SB, for you. Sending love and light to everyone. Be careful and stay safe. Right, that's true. Trumpy doesn't look orange like before. I think sometimes there is a double. We know that they always have doubles, so body doubles. Linda, I see your question, and probably I'm getting no, not, unless they're forced to. I don't think it's going to be the generals that's going to do it, though. Well, they may put them up to do it, but I think if anybody does it, it's going to be Hexa. I'm surprised there's still some still in the military, to tell you the truth. All right. Spirit. Will black people be put out of the military? Will black people be put out of the military? No. Will women be put out of the military? Will women be put out of the military? That's maybe. You know what they talked about today is that they need to be able to toe the line themselves. They need to pass, I guess, the same test that the men pass. I don't know how they did it before, if there were certain ones for women or certain ones for men. But Hexa did talk about that. Um, they're going to have to be able to do the same thing. That's why it says maybe. So if they can't do exactly what they want them to do, I'm sure they're going to get rid of them. It's like they're going to go through and do a whole clean sweep, or do all these, make people do all these different things. Like you got to be a certain weight. The hair can't be but so long. Um, you got to pass these physical tests, and then they're going to start getting rid of people. That, I think that's the way that they're going to do it. That's what I think. Um, let's see if I had any. Do you guys have any more questions? Let me go back to my notes. I had written down a lot of questions, but um, let's see. I didn't get back to them. Okay, so we talked about the meaning behind it. Yeah, I think one question I didn't ask, though, if he will he get what he's after? Will Trump get what he's after? What he wants from this meeting and the speech? Will he get what he wants from the meeting and the speech? I think that was kind of answered though, because the files are coming out anyway. Well, tell us about the military. Will they continue to work? No, I gotta phrase it a different way. Spirit. Will the military what is the military's reaction? What will be the military's reaction to Trump's message? What will be the military's reaction to his message? What will they do? What will be the military's reaction to Trump's message? What will they do? What will they do? Okay. Let's see. We'll use for the military. Yeah, I'll use the house for the military. Okay, and the rest of the cards, you pick, Spirit. What will their reaction be? So, I'm getting unexpected news. Okay, so there's going to be unexpected news going around about the institution. A change, military commitment. And they are going to eat away or take away the confusion of the trap or the fox, the person that's trying to make them change. So there's going to be unexpected news. I don't think they're not going to go along with what he wants them to do. So there's going to be unexpected news about the changes that he wants to make, and they are not going to go along with it. It's going to cause a lot of confusion. So he's expecting them to do one thing and they're going to do something else. I think that little speech today, it was meant to scare them. So no, they're committed. He wants change. He doesn't want the things to be done the way that they were in the past by the military. And he wants a commitment that they're not willing to give him. So that's not going to work. That is not going to work. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. Otherwise, I'm going to get off of here, guys. Oh, thank you so much, Wounded Healer. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Hi, Latrice. Good to see you. All right. Oh, hey, Sissy. Oh, people are coming in. I hope everything's going well for you. Yeah, there's a few. Wounded Healer, I'm sure there's a few, but for the most part. I think I got everybody. Okay. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And I appreciate you all. And I will see you on the next read. Have a good evening, everyone. Oh, Sissy says she had her MIR today and still recovery from both heart and my knee. Oh, my goodness, Sissy. Sending you lots of love and light. All right. Good night, everyone.